Let's make sure.
Hello.
Hello there. Let's make sure we're on because I'm
Right?
about.
Now, you were saying you believe you were a giant
I believe I was a giant.
and you were running from the flood?
I was
Like the
running from a.
deluge?
Yeah, it was one of the visions I had when I was 12 years old.
Tell me all about it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Soon after my UFO experience, I had all these weird visions. Still don't know what to call them. Maybe they were something that they were showing me on board the craft. You know how they sit you down somewhere
Yeah.
and they show you these flashing image to see if you care,
Yeah.
to see if you have a reaction to some of the atrocity, some of the crazy climatic,
Right.
world-ending events that happen. Sometimes they show you uh, glimpses of the future, like, hey, if you guys keep heading down this road, this is what it's going to look like. And
Mhm.
sometimes they're just trying to get a reaction out of you, or who knows? Maybe they're really showing you stuff that if you don't change this timeline, if you don't make a shift, this is where you're head. You know, but
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what to call them. I stopped calling them dreams. That's for one thing.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, one of them I was running from a crashing flood, and the waters were catching up to me, and I jumped up on what I thought was Stonehenge. Now, I know that, Stonehenge is not the only circular pattern of this structure of rocks that are on this globe. Heck, I
Right.
know there's something underneath Lake Michigan
Yeah.
that predates that. It's
Yeah.
even older than Stonehenge. So if
Mhm.
anything, I should be looking in that direction. If some kid, 12 years old, has a vision of running from a crashing flood, um, and I jumped up on the rocks, and it was so easy, Kelly. It was like one, two, three, I'm on the top.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
and it took me a long time to really think about it, and I'm like, I wonder how tall those are, because they're about 17, I don't know, 18 feet tall. The stones, the largest stones standing on end. And I was just able to go one, two, three. I'm up at the top, and the water just came over the like the very top of the top stone that I was on. And that was the end of my vision. But it took me a long time to realize, like, wait a minute, I got up on that stone pretty easy. I would have to be kind of big.
Yeah.
Maybe I
Oh,
was
yeah.
a giant. If you're talking about floods, you're talking
Right.
about giants, you're talking about megalithic, structures that are
Right.
mysterious. We're still wondering exactly, why they were made and things like that. So,
And
as a
how?
12-year-old, I'm blown away by this. And I finally became brave enough to also say, okay, look, not only, do I believe I was abducted by, this UFO, and not only do I believe that these were dreams, I think these were visions. And like I said, I don't know if I was sitting down on the craft and they showed me these things to get an effect out of me, or I was able to go back into some of my ancestral DNA and kind of get a heads up on some of the things that I was involved with. But that really fascinates me, and especially when I heard of, like, the Stonehenges that are underneath the waters of Michigan and in other places on the globe as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are underwater, and it just blows me away.
Yeah. And I think actually that would account for like the mud flood buildings too. All of the buildings that are completely covered in mud and dirt up to
Yeah,
so many floors. I think there was some kind of deluge more than once
yeah,
in our history. I
right.
feel like that's what happened with Atlantis.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually wanted to ask you, do you feel like it was in the times of Atlantis that this happened to you? Do you
It
feel
was
like
some.
that's when it was maybe?
I feel like it was a reset of some sort. I,
Right.
I really do. I mean, I think we've been reset so many times,
I
and
do
and
too.
sometimes it doesn't take a catastrophe like that to do it. Sometimes it just might be as simple as just our society itself just erases history so well, we do it to ourselves. In 100 years, some these people are not going to know. what the heck is going on? Like it can happen
Right.
over and over.
Right. That's actually that's an interesting point you bring up because I was just watching something tonight about the Tartarian stuff
Oh yeah.
and mud floods, and they were talking about how all of these buildings have the date they were made, the date they were built on them, but we've changed it to a one in front of it and added 1,000 years of made up history
Uh-huh.
because we were reset, right?
Right.
I don't
Yes.
know how that would all fit together exactly and how everything got flooded unless it was some type of catastrophe. I just can't wrap my mind around how that would happen otherwise. But they were saying that this dating was actually an I, which stood for in Jesus's time,
Okay.
because back then they didn't have a J. They used an I for the J sounds or whatever,
Uh-huh.
or for Christ, something. And I'm like, that's really interesting. I'm gonna have to dig into that some more because that's really that makes sense to me that they would wipe out a whole thousand, or not wipe out, but add to, a
Yeah.
whole 1,000 years so that we could rewrite history, right?
Right. Yeah. It's like
Makes total sense.
you and I are not even here long enough to figure half the things out, you know.
Right.
Apparently we used to be able to live longer, right?
Yep.
Apparently 150 years
Apparently,
was
according
200
to the
years wasn't a
Bible
big
and stuff.
deal, right?
Yeah.
It's enough time for us to figure a little bit more out, but
Hmm.
it's probably part of the whole dumbing down, part of the whole, they don't want us to figure it out. The sacred knowledge, that the
Right.
elites have and that they have been using against us for a long, long time.
Right. And I'm so glad you bring that up too, because you and I both are big into symbols and stuff,
Oh
symbols and
yeah.
symbolism,
Hmm.
because it is sacred. But the elite are using it, and the people that aren't aware of these symbols, they're learning that the elite are the ones using it. So they're automatically looking at it like it's negative, it's bad, it's evil, it's the devil. And the thing is, it's not evil, it's not bad. It's really beautiful and it's science in my opinion.
Right.
A lot of these symbols are the science explanation, maybe on a quantum level evil even of who we are and what we are in all things. But the bad people are using it for bad
Yeah.
stuff
It's been
because they
hijacked.
know the power in the symbols.
Yes, absolutely. Like the
Yeah,
swastika, for example,
right.
we're programmed to think that's one of the most evil, wicked symbols. And if you go
Yes.
back, the further you go back, the more beautiful that symbol
And they
actually,
worldwide,
right. It's been
they
hijacked.
all used it. Yeah, and now it's been bastardized.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's crazy that we're here too, in my opinion. Even though I have always known we would have this moment in time, it's
Uh-huh.
crazy to be experiencing it,
Yeah.
right?
Right. And for us
Because
to be taught going on,
yeah, because we start out being dumb and blind about it, right?
right.
And and then it's there, but we don't know what it is or why it's there. And now we're all waking up to it. We're asking the questions. We're actually having conversations
It's
about
on the
it.
table.
And
Yeah.
I'm like, holy shit, we're here.
We are,
We have
and
arrived.
yeah, it's not this, one single moment. It's this era, this whole
Yeah.
Aquarius, right? The whole
Yeah.
this is the time, and I
Right.
know that it's a big part of it for you. And like I was saying, you and I are only here for this certain amount of time, and let alone the civilizations and the history around us and the buildings that we're talking about, and
Yes.
how easy it is to bury it underwater or mud
Yeah.
and to just call it,
And rewrite it.
yeah, and just put a little I for this or that, and add this and that, and
Yeah.
even our language itself is confusing. That if you look at the Hebrew language itself, the most ancient of
Yeah.
of the languages, it's an alpha numerical language. So that means it's like
It's code.
you have like three meanings maximum for one word, so
Hmm.
it's harder to trick the masses. It's harder to play games with
Hmm.
the masses. You know,
Right.
what we speak, we're casting spells on each other. left and right, and we don't even know it. And
Don't
if
even
you
realize it.
and if times are better now, you could talk about these things, but there's still people out there that are protecting the matrix. You know,
That's
you
true.
yeah, you tell them something that's a little too much, and they'll let you know.
Ooh, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're protecting the
They're
matrix.
yeah, they're super protective of those belief systems or those status quos that they want to keep in place for sure.
Yeah.
But you know what I have noticed? The
Mm.
censorship has changed. The censorship is really, really different. I did a show the other day with this lovely lady I've just made friends with named Jana Hill. We talked about COVID, we talked about the vaccines, we talked about all kinds of things, and none of it got flagged. None of it.
Huh.
I'm like, oh, that's huge.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh.
That's really pivotal. And you know what else I've noticed?
Huh.
You know how like we were 80s kids, so we could tell everybody exactly what type of hairstyles there were, clothing lines, all of it, right? We had an
Uh-huh.
era.
Oh yeah, that's right. I know. 2012, right?
We really when we got to 2000, we kind of
Okay.
stopped having
Yeah, that's right.
eras,
Yeah, that's
right?
right. Uh-huh.
Until now. And now we're in this whole awakening process where people are I mean, look at how we're dressed right now. We can embrace our spiritual side and dress like hippies from the 70s again if we want or
Yeah.
whatever, right? Like we had there's a vibe happening again, you know? Like
Ah,
from
yeah.
2020 on, we're going to be able to say, okay, that decade there was an
Uh-huh.
era.
That's right. That's when the bell bottoms started coming back and the flowers in the hair.
Yes. Yes.
Uh-huh. Yeah, because you don't hear, man, that's so 2010, you don't, it's
Right?
too much to say,
Right?
it's hard to
That's
say,
so
first off.
millennial of you.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. That's so Generation X,
Right.
I
Right?
guess that's the easiest way we're going to end up summing it up, right?
Yeah.
But it was so much easier to say, man, that's 70s, that's 60s,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
It's physically and it's more than just physically hard. It's harder to say it physically, but it's like you said, it's harder to put it
Like,
in your mind either.
yeah.
I can't pinpoint the tens, the 20s.
Yeah. I mean, there was nothing really like culturally significant. Unless we're counting the weird stuff that started happening, and I don't want
Well, and
to.
we are. It's the awakening. So that's what's going to put
I
us
guess the
down.
weird stuff had to happen first,
Oh yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
all the trans dressing and weird, you know,
Yeah, all the
stuff.
conspiracies and all the stuff
Right.
that it's number one uncomfortable to talk about because you know that 9 out of 10 people don't want to hear that. But when society itself is shutting you down, it makes you scared.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to lose my programming. I don't want to lose my opportunity to have a podcast,
Yeah.
things like that,
Right.
our fun stuff that we do. And
Right.
so you try to abide by these rules, and like you said, that's great. If you're seeing a difference in the censorship, then
Huge.
then we're off onto a next level of this awakening. We really
Yeah.
are.
Yeah. I'm stoked about it.
Yeah, and I love watching the mama kitty back there with her babies.
Aw.
She was licking and now she's laying down with them. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
This white
That
one
is,
is my favorite. I'm keeping the white one. It's not really white white. It's just like an off white and it's got gray stripes through it. It's the coolest
oh,
thing I've ever seen. I named him Casper.
oh my,
Isn't that
perfect.
perfect for me?
It is. It really
Yeah.
is. So what
Yeah,
else
them
has
kitties.
changed with you and your family since
Um,
besides moving?
yeah, we moved. I have all kinds of projects in the works for the channel, which I actually want to bring you in on if you're game.
Okay.
I want to start doing a psychic investigative type series where we use our intuition and our spidey senses
Hmm.
to follow the clues and solve different things,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
Um, for example, Robin Williams died a mysterious death. So we
Yep.
would use our intuition, follow where the facts have, already fell out for people,
Wow.
and see what we can glean from that. Because on my channel I talk a lot about how the conspiracy theories are actually truths, not theories. And I try to, show them that other side of why and how.
Yep.
Um, but I'm also all about, my whole mission is about teaching people that we are all more capable than we allow ourselves to believe we are. And
Yep.
I'm feeling like with doing this psychic investigative series, not only are we using our gifts to solve mysteries, but we're also along the way teaching everyone else how to tap more into their own
Ah,
intuition. And it's
yes.
a win-win, like a bridge thing,
Yes. That's
right?
beautiful. I love it.
Thanks.
I do. I really do. Because we all have that power. It's not this special thing that you and I have. You have
Yeah,
yours for your reason and I have mine for mine.
right.
No, we are born with these gifts.
Exactly.
And there's a lot more than
Yes.
just sight, sound, taste. We have extra things, but they want to label it ESP.
Yes.
That's extra central perception. So that now you're starting to label, now you're Wiccan, now you're this, now you're that, you're a
Right.
witch,
Right.
and oh
Right.
boy.
And it's
Yeah.
all a bunch of hooey and bunk, and it takes away from the whole full great awakening, in my
Right.
opinion, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Because
Right.
in my opinion, the whole purpose is to have that collective Christ consciousness again. And
Yep.
what did Christ tell us? That you too can go forth and do the same great works as me and more.
Yes,
So,
we need the confidence, Kelly, and you expew confidence. You do it yourself so well, and
oh,
it
thank
helps
you.
me when I talk to you. It helps me because there's certain people. Hey, I love a lot of people I do shows with, but
Yeah,
you give me the confidence and the courage to don't be afraid. Your gut, my gut was telling me to follow the Q movement. I'm not afraid to talk about the movement with you.
right.
I'm not afraid to talk about conspiracy theories because you and I know that it's just an FBI coined theory. The FBI
Right.
they coined that to discourage anybody from free thinking. They
Right,
don't want
exactly.
us to figure this stuff out.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. And thank you very much. I'm pretty proud that that's my superpower. That I can help people just by being me to just be them,
Yeah.
right?
Use,
I love
use
that.
it.
I love that because I love authenticity, Um, and what was I going to say about the Q stuff? It'll come back to me if it's meant to, because there was something there, but it just went poof like a
Poof.
butterfly.
Yeah, this stuff was talked about in 2017.
Right.
And it's I was like, oh my God, this is making sense to my heart. This is making sense to my gut. This is not just wishful thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This is not just something that I chose to believe because it's comfortable.
Right. Oh, right. Because a lot of it was not comfortable.
No,
There were a
this
lot of
stuff has
things when we
happened.
learned them, we really had to reckon with ourself because
Yeah, and it's tough because a lot of people
it's
really beat
hard.
up on that. If you were a QAnon, like,
Yeah.
and still
Oh.
to this day, if you talk about 9/11, if you
Hmm.
talk about anything about that, that's sensitive stuff
Yeah.
because there's so much to it. What?
And you know what? That's actually something I would really love for us to deep dive on as psychic investigators
Yeah,
because I can channel the dead people and y'all can
right,
do, if you want to try to tap in and do that too. I mean, there's a lot of souls there to talk to.
right.
We
I
could
mean,
get a lot of information.
yeah. Just like if we went back in time and some of the people's loved ones died on the Titanic. and we're sitting around having a
Yes.
conversation about it. And they're like, oh, wait, is it too early to be talking like this? How dare you talk like this? If you said
Right.
anything about, isn't that odd that the Federal Reserve started right after, the
Right.
Titanic sank and the people that were on the
Right.
ship were
Huh.
against having a
Yeah.
Federal Reserve?
Bankers that were against it.
Bankers?
Yeah.
Like that's too
Hmm.
sensitive. You'd be gone.
Yeah, oh
You'd
yeah.
be gone.
Oh yeah.
So this is a similar thing when you start to talk about things like 9/11.
Oh,
People
100%.
ain't ready to hear that.
Yeah. They already don't they still don't like it when I give my 2 cents worth of why I think that really went down anyway, because I think it was the biggest gold heist in history.
Absolutely. Yeah. And what's up with that third tower?
Right.
It's like, come on, people. I want to take society by the neck and go, come on. Are you kidding? That third tower, which was
Building
nothing compared,
7,
it was nothing
right?
compared, it was still considered a skyscraper, I believe, Kelly, even though it
Building
wasn't.
7.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That thing
that's the
came
one the
down.
gold was in the basement.
That's the one.
Yep.
Come on. But
Yep.
there's so many protectors of the Matrix,
Oh, I know. It's
and
deep.
it's embarrassing to be called out. No one wants confrontation or to be called, names or but it's like you just hope that and and trust that that's something that they're going to have to find out the hard way a little later, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm saying, when people say that it was fake, like 9/11 was fake, I'm not saying like I don't know the details of the fakery that was placed. Okay. I'm not saying that
Right.
it wasn't a plane, or I'm not saying it was a missile, or I'm not saying it just was
Like it just didn't
bombs.
happen.
It
Yeah.
just didn't happen the way we think it did. It kicked off a war against Osama bin Laden, and he was an FBI agent. And I mean,
But even the kicker in that is that we didn't even actually go after him. We went and got Saddam Hussein instead, right?
yeah,
With the whole
right.
weapons of mass destruction thing.
Yeah,
It's like we just did a 180. I'm like,
yeah.
"What?"
And the Gaddafi, I remember, honestly,
Yeah.
Kelly, I remember watching Gaddafi being ran through the town where people were hitting him with
Oh
shoes.
god, I
And
know.
Kelly, I wasn't fully like aware of the degree of
Yeah.
trickery and stuff that was going on. I was almost like 100% on board with that, but I felt in my gut like this is mean no matter what. How horrible to for this person to be
Yes.
going through, but it's just you really don't know. We think we know what happened.
I think a little orb or something just flew past me. I don't know what that was.
Well, we'll have to check it out on the review.
Yeah, something just went, like, right here by me. I was like, "Whoa, what is that?"
We're so easily to get on board with stuff, like military USA, yes,
Oh, I
do
know.
it, yeah, don't mess with us, rah rah rah. And it's so easy to get on that, and it's just we've been indoctrinated ever since we were little, and
Right.
oh boy,
But
I'm on board with that fun stuff.
yeah. All right. Yay. But you know what? I really do think that we're in this time now where it's not that we're going to go kumbaya around a campfire and be like, no more war at all. Right. Because I think we're still at that sensible point where if war was really necessary, we would still consider it. But at that's like the very last
Resort,
option on
yeah,
the table,
yeah,
you
right,
know, right?
right, and
Very,
and
very last because we need more peace in the world. We need more love. We need, less hunger, less homelessness, less all of that stuff. And I think we're there. I think we're there. I
right
think we're on
when
the
business
precipice
moves.
of it.
Right. When business moves, Trump dropping a bomb, and there was pun intended on that. But when business moves, change your thought pattern of, I'm just going to bomb you, you know,
Right.
I mean, sure, that may happen if we need to resort to it, but business moves alone can change a course of history.
Yeah. I really love what he's doing with the tariffs.
Yeah.
That's a game changer. for
Right.
everything. That's such a
Yeah.
game changer. And I'm not opposed to the missiles that he dropped on Iran's
Right.
nuclear
The
stuff
bunkers. Yeah.
either. I'm
Whatever
not
that was.
I'm not even opposed to that. But you know, we can deal with things without having a full-on war
Right.
too.
I mean,
Yeah.
if we're building stuff that's just, like a mile down in the ground, I mean, that, we might have to resort to barbaric ways for now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Because you just
Jeez.
can't camp out in kumbaya and turn the other cheek and think that
No.
your enemies are going to change with you necessarily. But we're
Right.
getting there. There's progress being made.
Yeah.
I feel very hopeful.
Yeah.
I feel really excited about our present and our future actually.
Me
I
too.
feel I feel really good.
So there's been a couple changes in my life as well.
Do tell.
I had a bit of a scare. I'll start with the kind of the bad news first.
Uh-oh.
Um, so yeah, I've been diagnosed with an irregular heartbeat. So I'm AFib, which stands
Okay.
for it stands for atrial fibrillation.
Fibrillation. Mhm.
Yeah. So I'm on the lower scale of this
Mhm.
disease. And there was the day before Father's Day this year, I was at work and I almost, had a stroke, basically, to be honest with you, at work. And they took me into ER and they seen that my heart rate was going from 70 to 170 in a New York second, you know.
Oh
So
wow.
they diagnosed me with AFib. I didn't know what the heck it was, never heard of it. I've been studying it for the last 3 months. Um, I quit smoking cigarettes right away because it scared the hell out of me, Kelly.
Yeah.
So I did a few things that changed my life, my lifestyle. I stopped smoking cigarettes. I stopped drinking coffee like it was going out of style. Caffeine, generally, just caffeine. I quit caffeine, coffee, uh, nicotine, and actually marijuana as well. I was smoking that as well. So it was like a trifecta, you know. Why? Because it triggered my AFib. If I were to have a little hit of pot, I would get like this anxiety, like back when I was a
Mhm.
kid or something, trying it for the first time, like it was an uncomfortable anxiety. And
Mhm.
I could feel my heart flopping around like a fish in there. So I quit just messing around with any of that stuff. And all I've been doing is eating food now, and I'm gaining weight, growing a beard. I guess I'm
I
getting
see
ready for
that.
Chris. Yeah, I guess I'm getting ready for Christmas
Ho
this
ho
year.
ho.
It's one gray beard,
Yeah, it
but
is. Looks good on you though.
well, thank you. You're very kind. So I am AFib, and I'm on it's not a blood thinner, it's a beta blocker, and it blocks the signal in my heart whenever I want to have like a episode or whatever. It blocks the signal from going too high, my heart rate anyway. It blocks my heart rate from going sky high.
Mhm.
So I still have like episodes, but they're mild.
Mhm.
Some of them put me in bed where I just need to lay down. I'm a big baby, and but the medication is actually keep is saving my life. It really is. It's keeping me from having a stroke or developing blood clots because the AFib is the upper chambers of my heart where the blood comes in. That's the area that is just it's an electrical unbalance in my body,
Mhm.
so that's what's going on with me. I have spoke at UFO Con, so that was for the first time I was able to
I
speak
know.
at UFO Con 2025. It was in Burlingame this year in the Bay Area, so I got to represent myself. I was the first speaker to kick it off.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and it went really well, Kelly. I did a really good job. And as a matter of fact, the director of MUFON, Northern California, her name is Dev Rubny. She followed me out of the podium after I spoke, and because I had my conference table outside where I was selling my Ophinum energy
Yeah.
crystals and pyramids and things like that. So I was heading back to my table to be with my son Lucas, that was waiting for me there. And she followed me out, and she's like, "Michael, I'm Dev Rugni, MUFON director of the Northern California." And I did remember speaking to her through one of my MUFON cases that I reported a ways back, and that was MUFON case 12240 was my original case number that I reported a while back. But she was uh, talking to me about some of the things that I spoke about in my conference, and one of the sections of my speech was called Contact 444. And it wasn't about the walk around the block, the vortex in the clouds, me blacking out and being displaced a half a block further. Then I'm down the road and I'm standing under the UFO. It was another case. It was a case where I actually prayed that I would have an experience with my wife, because my wife really didn't,
Right.
she wasn't really on board with, it was too much for her for me to say that I was abducted. That was the whole thing, right? Was I could only go so far with my experience with my own wife, and I wanted to be more passionate about our discussions and conversations. So one day I prayed, and call it what you want to. We've talked about this. I just put it out there. Basically, I just put it out there in the cosmos, whatever you want to call it. I used my heart, and I was like, I want to have an experience with my wife, so I could move on with this. And well, my prayer came true, and we did have an experience together, but it was kind of short lived. We didn't talk much about it. It was very basic. I told her what I seen. She told me what she seen. And this was back in 2022, July 21st, 2022. It was around 9 p.m. in San Leandro, California. We had gone out for a smoke break, and we seen this object fly overhead. And it was a weird object. It wasn't your typical saucer. It wasn't something I can just simply describe as a saucer. It was really weird to describe. It was hard to put my eyes on it because it was rolling. I didn't know if it was flipping. I didn't know if it was rotating. I didn't know if it was shape shifting.
Right.
But but I do remember that there was a ring around it. There was a ring that was rotating. And when you tell me that I'm witnessing something with a ring that's rotating, I directly go to the angel hierarchy, and I start talking about the throne angels. I start talking about the Ophinum. I start talking about the Merkabah, the wheel within the wheel. What Ezekiel has
Ezekiel's wheel.
right,
Yeah.
Ezekiel's ships, Ezekiel's
Mhm.
description of God, which in ufology they say that it closely resembles a UFO experience. So that's where my experience lies, is the contradicting contrast between UFOs, aliens, and spirituality, and then the angels and religion and things like that. It's like that's what's on my table, just like the awakening is on your table in your life
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
time around. This is
And
what I'm
I
dealing with.
share those same deep questions because of a near death experience that I had versus my UFO experiences where they seemed very, very, very similar. It's very
Yeah,
questioning for me.
there's a fine line there.
There really is. There
Yeah.
really is. So what did the MUFON lady say to
Okay,
you?
so she was saying that she basically wants me to make another MUFON report, and just in case there was someone else in the Bay Area that also seen this object that, I'm telling you, had a ring around it. And I was thinking that must be the Ophinum, but,
Right,
but it was a
right,
ship. The first time that my experience with the Ophinum, it was a dream. No, it was a vision. It was a vision of the wheel within the wheel. And I remember the vision very clearly. It was two rings, one within the other, and one was spinning one way and one was spinning the other way. And it was hovering above my old childhood home. That I believe absolutely had to have been the Ophanum. It really had. I had no business seeing that as a 12-year-old. I've never heard of these angels, especially at
Right.
12 years old, you know?
Right.
So I went and talked to, after I was talking to her, I go, you know what? I will report it to MUFON. So I come home and I'm reporting it to MUFON on my phone, my computer. And my my wife is sitting there next to me and she knows what I'm doing. She knows that I'm making a new report. And she knows that it's the report that she was involved in. So
Hmm.
she actually started helping me with my case as I was there live on my phone answering all the questions that MUFON has on their website. They
Oh,
get into a lot of detail about.
perfect.
So yeah, she goes, "You know what? Give me a pen and a paper." Kelly, my fingers started shaking. I grabbed a first pen I could grab. If there was a piece of dirty toilet paper, I would have grabbed that for paper. I didn't care. I just started jotting stuff down. It ended up being on graph paper. So I took everything that we talked about and she totally helped me remember what this craft looked like. She reminded me of how beautiful white and metallic that this ship was, and that it was shaped like a football, but it wasn't as sharp as a football on the ends. It wasn't that sharp. It was more like a tic tac, right? It was more like
Right.
it wasn't circular, it wasn't a football, it was in between.
Right.
And she was saying that that's what was in the center. That was the center of the craft, the the football shaped beautiful white metallic
So,
ship. And on the
so these two
outside,
rings, were they working like a gyroscope?
so no, there was only one ring.
Okay.
There was one ring that was flipping in a certain direction, and it was flipping while on the outside of this football shaped craft, while the football shaped craft was spinning. It was
Okay.
spinning like when you throw a
It
football,
was
it
the
goes
inner,
from left to right.
yeah, it
So
was
that
the inner part of that gyroscope then.
it, absolutely. So
Gotcha.
yeah, and both objects were one, but they were
Yeah.
independent from each other. They were not
Right.
touching each other.
Right. And that actually makes sense to me that the outer part would be the propulsion system that's some kind of electromagnetic energy that comes out and then spins.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know what this was. This, one of Ezekiel's ships. Was this what the people in the past would look up and see and figured that was a type of angel? Because that's the
Right.
message I'm getting, and I'm not setting any of it in stone. I'm just putting it on the table because it did illuminate a message to me in lights that looked a lot like Morse code. In which,
I love that.
when I went to look up Morse code, because like like I said in my speech that I was talking about, I thought it was going to spell out something like "We are here, take me to your leader." I'm just being
Right.
funny, but I thought it was going to spell out something, and it was actually a numerical number. And that's where I seen 444. That was the
Okay.
message that this craft gave me, was 444. And you and I know
Okay.
that that's just one of the most powerful angel numbers that are
Angelic
out
number.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the message it gave me. And if you put together, the thought that ran through my head when the craft was going overhead, the thought in my mind, Kelly, was what's the message here? What's the message here? Is it just another beautiful opportunity to witness a craft? Because this is what I prayed for. I'm with my wife. She sees it too. And when I thought, what's the message? Oh my gosh, that message sure does look like Morse code to me. Dot 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 line, dot
Right.
dot 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 line, dot 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 line. That is four, four,
I love
four.
it.
It was a beautiful message that it gave me with inside the ring that I witnessed. And then my wife was telling me about the craft itself and how beautiful white it was. And the sun was still out, even though it was going down that night. It was going down. It was near the horizon. but the sun was actually still gleaming off this craft. I remember squinting my eyes because the sun was reflecting off the beautiful white metallic craft, and I was still able to see the brilliant, beautiful white lights that illuminated from inside the ring that was spinning around the egg-shaped craft, you know, and and
Amazing.
she totally just refreshed my memory. So that's right. So I totally went to Pixar, and I got myself an egg and put it up in the sky, and I put a ring around it, and I put lights in it, and I was able to share the best I can the craft that we seen. So she totally helped me with this. And Kelly, to top it off, I'll give myself a break because I'm running out of breath here. Geez. But when I was at the UFO conference, there was another psychic medium there that was giving me a reading, and she told me that my wife was soon going to open up to the whole UFO thing a little bit more, and she told me this,
Wow.
and it was like within a week, I from being home from the conference, she totally opened up, and it just changed the story. It changed it completely. So that was a huge thing for me, Kelly, besides my heart going AFib, and
Right.
I have to change my lifestyle.
Right.
This is where
That's a
I'm at now.
beautiful. That's beautiful. I love that for
Thank
you.
you. Yeah.
And just for our viewers, I'm going to read what 444 angelic numbers mean.
Okay.
So, for support and guidance, 444 is a message from your angels that they are with you, offering their support and guidance as you navigate life's journey. It also signifies that you've been building a strong foundation for your goals and that success is within reach. This number is a reminder to stay positive, trust your intuition, and maintain clarity in your thoughts and actions. 444 encourages you to strive for balance in all areas of your life, fostering stability and harmony. And it can be a sign that your desires are close to manifestation, especially if you've been working diligently towards them.
Yes.
The number 444 can appear during challenging times, urging you to view obstacles as opportunities for personal and spiritual advancement. And last but not least, it is a reminder to listen to your inner voice and trust your intuition when making every decision.
Yes. Isn't it everything that we wanted to hear? I
Poetic.
mean, it was for me at the time. I was like, it's everything I needed to hear.
Absolutely poetic. Perfect message for in the moment when you and your wife first saw the craft, and
Right.
also very poignant for now as your wife helps you to remember to recreate that scene from MUFON.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Because I was granted this wish. My prayer came true, but it was short-lived. It was short-lived. It was like a little time capsule waiting to pop, for a few more years, Mike, down the road. Just wait
That
a few more
seed
years.
that seed still had to be nurtured and
Yes.
marinated into the soil and
Right.
watered so that it
Right.
could grow the right way.
See, I knew that she wasn't going to go join, my UFO group or become a
Right?
ufologist. I knew it
Right?
wasn't going to be magic. I was just happy that at least it's something that we could talk about, an experience that we can talk about, and like I said, Kelly, it was kind of short-lived, and I was still afraid to go into any more details about it. There was parts of it that I didn't want to go that far with her with it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to scare her. And it wasn't that dramatic. There was no missing time, or anything like that.
Right.
So I figured I'd just kind of leave it alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And look how beautifully all that turned out.
It's all about balance. It's
Yeah.
like I could have this passion of UFOs and angels, but I also have my family and I have my friends, and it's a balance. I'm allowed to have these shows and talk with my friends like you. I'm allowed to go and have a passionate conference, a UFO conference once a year, but I'm also allowed to love my family and give my family attention and do things around the house and have quality time and watch old movies together. And it's a
Hmm.
balance. I'm not
Yeah.
going to sit around and pout all day that my wife is not 100% on board with my whole UFO world. That's what I
Right.
was doing, was pouting. For years I was just pouting and crying and wishing my wife would be on board. That's not healthy for anybody.
Yeah.
um
No, it's
and
not.
and
It's not
and
healthy.
so it's just a
But
balance.
that was part of your growth, your inner
Yeah.
growth, your soul growth that you needed to do, right? Because it's perfectly natural in the human being of us to want that from our partner, right?
Right.
We want that. And so until we can grow a little further, it's hard for us to step out of that space and give space to them because they're not where we are in some things, right? And then
Right.
you had learned to do that. And now look at how this is coming full circle for you, right? Because
Right.
she may not be going out and joining MUFON or any of the alien groups, but the wording that you said she used to describe it sounds very spiritual, very beautiful, very sacred of an experience, and perhaps that's the route she's going to grow in.
Right.
And you're
Yeah.
over here also in that UFO field, right? You've got
Right.
your spiritual and your UFO. She's maybe going to go a little more of the spiritual way, and then she'll come around and she'll meet you full
Oh,
circle
wow.
again one day, right?
Wow. Yeah.
So just give her the grace to learn at her
Right.
own pace and by her own learning curve because I see it coming full circle for you.
Right. Yeah, because I mean it's more than, just the UFO and the spirituality. Like, she's seen a ghost before. That's how, when
Hmm.
she was younger,
Right,
she's seen a full apparition,
right.
so it's all part of it.
Yeah, exactly. It's all part of it. And I mean, like we were talking about at the beginning, everybody has these capabilities. It's not just some people have telepathy or some people have psychic visions or some people can channel. We can all do all these things. Some may be better at some things than others
Right.
until
Right.
they
Some are
learn the
talented,
balance.
more talented in one way or another. Yeah.
Right. And it's up to all of us if we want to grow further in other avenues of it or whatever. That's
Hmm.
fine. But she saw ghosts, so she can clearly talk to dead people if she ever wanted to, right?
Right.
I mean, you just never know where this is going to go. And I feel like you were always meant to be together for this purpose so that you could take this journey together. And perhaps even in a past life, you agreed to it. Take
Right.
this journey together and hold each other's hand, but also allow each other to go their own direction to get there.
Right. It's not how you think it's going to be,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, because she doesn't have to be 100% on board with you, and I feel like you
Right.
know that now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I just real quick want to kind of touch in on your health stuff a little bit, if I
Okay.
may,
Sure.
because you know how I am. I'm intrusive that way. Um,
Okay.
how many things do you eat that would have selenium in them, like beans or peanut butters or nuts or eggs, seafood, things like that? Do you eat very
Kelly,
much of that?
I've never heard of that word. Selenium?
Selenium? Selenium?
I don't know what that is.
Okay. So, how often do you eat things like eggs and peanut butter or
Um,
nuts or beans or legumes?
I love Mexican food, so beans are something that's I'm always, gravitating towards.
Okay.
I do
Seafood.
have an egg every day.
Okay.
Um, what's funny is I've had a couple of doctors. Well, one was an ambulance EMS person, but they asked me if I had taken the vaccine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because a lot of people have gone AFib that have
After the
taken the
vaccine.
vaccine. Yeah, and it's also part of the whole larger heart thing too. People have reported getting a heart enlargement
After
is
the
after the
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I knew just from some family members that got it that there were two big factors. One was heart factors, and another one was cancer factors because lots of people started getting like blood cancers that I knew
Mm,
and heart problems. Um, but also the AFib thing.
yeah.
Part of that is all of this extra cosmic energy that's coming in right now. And that's not woo-woo talk. That's scientific fact that we're in that soup of the cosmic energy. It's showing up on the Schumann resonance scale like
Right. Yeah.
incredibly big, and it's
Uh-huh.
not from solar flares. And because I too have even had a little heart flutter once in a while, and every time it happens, I'm like, that's the energy. That's that cosmic energy happening because it affects your heart. It's electrical,
It's
right?
electrical.
And it's making people's lights flash. It's making
Yeah.
TVs mess up. It's
My
making all
gosh,
right.
it
And
just
it's
happened.
electrical. It's in your, it affects your heart.
Yes. I was sitting here literally about a week ago, Kelly, sitting here watching TV. Actually, I'm on my phone while the TV's on.
Right.
That's how we watch TV. That's how we watch TV these days, right, Kelly? The phone is in our
Yeah.
hand, the TV's
Yeah.
on. Yeah, you're subconsciously watching
You're
TV, but you're
multitasking.
yeah, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I was doing. I was watching TV,
Right.
and all of a sudden the power went out on my television, right? Well, everything on that wall basically went out. I started to have an AFib attack immediately. It was a small one because, like I said, I'm on the pill. I'm on the
Mhm.
pill.
You're on the pill. You're not getting pregnant.
So I'm on this little beta blocker pill that prevents me from, going sky high, 200 heartbeats a minute. But it was a small one. It was like 60 to 111. From
Mhm.
111 back to 60. It was
Mhm.
enough to put me on my side and have
Mhm.
my wife put a cold rag on my head, and I'm being a baby about it, but I had an AFib attack. It's an
Mhm.
electrical thing. It's weird. It's so weird.
It's an electrical thing,
It's
and a
an
lot of people
electrical
are
thing.
feeling that right now, though. That's what I'm saying to you. A lot of people are feeling this right now, including myself. Like, including myself.
Yeah, it's more than just, wearing grounding shoes and going out walking barefooted,
Oh,
or
yeah.
wearing grounding shoes somewhere. A lot was going on a few months ago.
Mhm.
A lot of what you were talking about, the Schumann resonance and just energy itself was just
Yeah.
off the charts.
Yeah. And it just recently picked up again.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah. So, selenium supplements, cod liver oil, um, lots of water.
Yeah, water's been the ticket for me lately.
Keep your electrolytes going, right? So that you're staying
Uh-huh.
very, very well hydrated because the electrolytes have the sugars, the potassium, all of that in it, right?
Okay.
That we
Hmm.
need for the ticker. And our ticker, we got to keep our
I
ticker
know.
ticking right.
Yeah, I like calling it that too. I feel old when I call it that.
I call
Isn't
it a
it?
ticker.
An old ticker.
Yeah.
Gold ticker.
All right. Well, you got the white beard to go with it
Yeah,
now.
I got the beard in my ticker. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
You can definitely sound like an old guy. But yeah, cod liver oil is a big one. Selenium is a big one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I was
then
gonna say
electrolytes,
because I
making
tell
sure
you
you got
what.
potassium.
Yes, yes, that's a
Potassium's
good
in the
one.
tomatoes and the V8, and,
Banana. Yeah.
bananas. Bananas really don't have enough of it in there for your daily thing.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But if you drink a V8, 1 can of V8, it's got the perfect amount. So,
I've been
you
on the
know,
juices, like really 100%, not from concentrate. Just
yeah,
black cherry juice. That's what I've
right,
been feeding lately. Pomegranate juice.
right.
The
My favorite lately has been this, it's a pineapple apple orange combo.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, I love it.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm
I
gleeking. I'm
just,
gleeking right now just thinking about
yeah, I just love, love, love that flavor.
it.
Love it. I want to drink it all day long. It's better than Kool-Aid when I was a kid.
Uh,
It's so tasty. And I've had this big thing. I do the all natural popsicles and stuff like that for my kids, but I've been
oh
on this
yeah.
big kick lately with watermelon popsicles,
Mm.
and they're so good. They're just so good.
Yeah.
But it's been hot as Hades here.
Yeah.
Yeah, like stupid hot, like 111 degrees in the shade, hot.
Oh gosh, that's miserable. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Our whole summer has went by and we barely have been outside because it's just that miserable here where we moved to.
Oh man.
And we're outdoor people, you know me. I love being outside all the time. But
Yeah.
the second we walk out the door, it's just like, ugh, it's so like thick. The air is so thick you can't even hardly breathe. It's
Yeah.
terrible. And all my flowers have burned up. I
Oh.
brought hundreds of dollars worth of flowers with me, and they've all burned up from the heat being so
Oh
bad this
man.
year. So I'm sad about that. I literally had a flower funeral the other day. I mourned the death of my plant.
Oh.
Yeah, because I love my plants. But other than that, I love being here. It's just, I don't think it's even because we're here. I think the weather's just off everywhere. It is just
Yeah.
crazy.
We've had
It's
a
been
we
crazy.
we've had a cooler summer over here. So I'm sorry that your summer's been so hot,
And
but
isn't that bizarre? Because you're in Cali
I'm in Cali. It
and
hasn't
I'm
been
in
that hot. It
freaking
doesn't
Indiana.
matter. It doesn't matter that, yeah, I'm up in the hills, but I mean,
Like, that's stupid.
I'm not like, Mount Everest here. I'm only at like 1350
Right.
feet above sea level. Um, Not much difference from where we were in San Leandro a couple years ago. Um, we've had some hot summers in some miserable little apartments, and now I'm in a
Hmm.
little cottage. Um, the first year that we were here, it was pretty hot, and this little cottage can't take more than 1 or 2 days of a hot day because it can cool off, and it doesn't matter how cool it is outside. Our little cottage is still remembering how hot it was the day
So
before.
holding the
Yeah.
heat. Yeah.
We're still paying the price. That's how this cottage treats us. So don't get me wrong. There was a few days or maybe a couple weeks of, ugh, what are we going to do about getting that extra air conditioner going, and or whatever. But this summer has been really off. It's been off, man, and I hope we don't get this hot ass Indian summer coming up or something. I
Right.
don't know.
Right. Because we do that here too. We get the Indian summer just when we think we're going to get that reprieve and it's going to go to fall. Then it's like blazing freaking hot again. And you're like, son
Yeah.
of a bitch, here it is again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
But I swear Indiana is turning subtropical. I swear it is. We've got like little critters that are migrating here that aren't normally here. We've got this thing called a fairy fly. It's the cutest little, it looks like a teeny little white hummingbird, but it's called a fairy fly. And they're actually like found in Costa Rica and places. But we have fairy flies and they're like a little, they look kind of like the blow puffs when you blow the dandelion. That's what they
uh-huh.
look like as they're floating by you, but it's these when up close, I took a picture of one. I'll find it and send it to you. It looks like a teeny little hummingbird.
Oh wow.
They're the cutest thing in the world. I just want to keep them. But we have those, and we have this orchid praying mantis here now that was never here in Indiana before, ever. Orchid praying mantis. They're freaking gorgeous.
What are
Absolutely
they, like,
gorgeous.
multicolored or something?
So when they're tiny and they're babies, they're red and black,
Uh-huh.
and they look kind of like a giant ant when they're babies. But then as
Okay.
they grow and mature, they turn white with these beautiful pink plumes that come out of them, and
Oh
they look like
wow.
a
Okay.
flower.
Yes.
They're so pretty.
I think I've seen those. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's
Oh,
one of those
and
where, like, is this AI? Come on.
yeah, but it's right on my patio on my porch. because I actually killed like 100 babies, not realizing what they were. I thought they were those big fire ants at first,
Oh,
and then my kid Google lensed it and said that it was the orchid praying mantis. So I left them alone and let the rest of them grow up.
oh wow.
Because I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry,
Aw.
but they don't belong here, Mike.
Yeah.
They don't belong here.
Whoa.
And the humidity right now is stupid. I mean, it's stupid. Everybody's got swamp ass. It's so hot. It's bad. So I just live in my stupid air conditioning for now because
Yeah.
it's really horrible out there. And if it's not hot and horrible, it's raining. We've had so much
From
rain this year. It's unreal. And they're still telling us we're in a drought. I'm like, how does that work?
yeah, right?
How is that a thing?
Oh, you guys, you're not saving that water?
Right? Like, surely it's falling into the ground somewhere and
Yeah,
collecting,
it's
How
seeping
could,
too deep this year. There's nothing we can do.
yeah. I mean, we've had historical floods this year. Historical, like 100-year floods, but we're still in a drought. I'm
Oh,
like, I can't balance it out.
that doesn't make any sense.
None. None ones. No. That's how us country people say it. None ones.
None once, not one.
That's how the rednecks talk. But yeah, other than that, I can't complain.
See, my mom would go out that way and visit her brother for a couple weeks and come back to California talking just like she's from Arkansas or whatever.
Right? You can't help it. You can't help it with folks around here. I used to do a lot of international clients that were like from London or Australia or wherever, and they would always be like, "We love the way you talk," and I'm like, "You love the way I talk? I love the way you talk.
Yeah,
You all are the ones with the cool accent. I sound like a country hillbilly." And they're like,
yeah,
"No, we love it."
yeah. Just like California, I didn't know we had an accent until I
You
went to boot
didn't?
camp, and they're
Oh
like,
my
"You're from
god.
California?" Yeah, heck of and hella, and I guess we're
Right.
real fast talkers and whatever. I
Oh
don't know.
yeah.
They could tell
Oh
you're from
yeah.
California too.
You got that surfer talk to you, man.
Oh yeah, A. Come on, A. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, A. That's hella. I'm hella
R-
hungry, A.
Right. Yeah, I got that. Got your
Oh,
cool lingos. Yeah, I have a lot of clients from Cali. I can get down with you.
yeah, we're a big state over here. Not as big as Texas.
Not as big as Texas.
No, I used to
And
live there too.
did you really?
Lubbock, yeah,
In Lubbock?
Lubbock, Texas.
There's a country song about Lubbock, Texas, ain't there?
I'm sure there is.
I think there is.
Yeah.
I think there is. I used to live in Arkansas, right near the Texas border.
Oh boy.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's truly where I get the accent from, being raised in Arkansas. These Yankee people around here, they try to get me talking different. The Yankees.
Those Yanks.
Yeah. I remember when we moved here to Indiana when from Arkansas. I was like 12 or 13 years old, and people in Arkansas were saying, "You're going to move up there around all them Yankees?" And I was like, "What's a Yankee?" Like, what's that mean? I don't even know what that means.
It's a
Now I
baseball
understand,
team.
right? I didn't think they were in Indiana. I did know all about baseball when I was a kid. All about the baseball.
Yeah, I loved it too. I was obsessed with baseball growing up.
Yeah. I'm borderline still obsessed. I get all the updates on my phone on the Dodgers.
Is that your team?
That's my team.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. I'm rooting for the underdog. They always make it to the damn World Series and they never fucking win.
Yeah.
God love them. They deserve to
I
win.
I guess when I let go of all sports teams. Like I let go of it all, but now I miss nostalgically, I miss a good ball game on in the background. Something to
Yeah.
just watch and not get emotionally attached to it.
I don't either. I don't
But I
either.
used to get emotionally attached to too much of it.
Yeah. I'm not emotionally attached. I'm just keep an eye on them to see if they're going to make it to the World Series or not. But I ain't
Yeah,
watching any games or
I'm the
anything.
right,
And when the World Series comes on, if I don't have anything else to do, I will sit down and watch a game or two, just
right.
because I
It's
love
fun.
watching baseball.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah,
Just I love football, but I'm
I
just not
don't so
obsessed
much.
over it anymore. Yeah.
I have a football T-shirt that says I'm just here for the snacks. I'm just here for the food. Y'all have great food at football games.
Oh man, I don't. Yeah, I had the best garlic fries in the world at a baseball
See,
San Francisco Giants game. Oh my gosh, I don't know if it's just because you're the venue, and it just tastes better,
nostalgia. Yeah,
just from where
that's
you're
part of the
at.
nostalgia, probably. Yeah.
That whole like someone else's food tastes better if it's not yours. That
Oh,
that whole
sure.
that whole
Yeah, especially if it came from like a food truck or something back in the day.
right.
That's kind of been my weakness since we've moved here, actually, because we're not in the city, but we're like 5 minutes from the city, and the city does all kinds of things, right? So I get to live in the country, but I'm like, what? There's a taco truck in town today. You know? What? Street tacos? I need to go get a taco. I'm all
Oh
about food trucks.
gosh.
All about the food
Hmm.
trucks. And my cousin that I live with would love to have her own food truck. So that's her dream someday.
Let's help her dream come true.
Right? I'd be her first customer and the last one of every day.
Oh
Win
my
win.
gosh.
She'd
Yeah.
get extra money out of me because I'd be paying for my food there.
Hmm.
But
Man,
yeah,
heck yeah.
things have been going good with me. Um, like I said, the channel, we got lots of things going on with the channel, and I'm excited about that. And moving here, we got away from all the drama. So that has been a complete game changer for our whole life. Of course, I think you knew my brother passed away last August, right?
Yes. Yes. When
Yeah.
I first met you, actually, you were going, that was yeah.
Yeah. So that was rough for a minute. Yeah. Even though I talk to dead people and I understand death and, all of that, you still have to go
Yeah.
through the human emotions, right?
Yes.
So that was rough. So moving away from all of that was just a real game changer for our whole life.
Oh,
You
wow.
know, it was like we just left all the baggage and the burdens behind. Even for my cousin, she left all of the bullshit behind and we just moved somewhere new and started fresh and loving life.
Good.
Yeah,
Good for you.
loving life. We got great neighbors. We live in a beautiful neighborhood. I mean, everything about it's just really going well. Really, really
Good.
well. Yeah. So, and aside from my little AFib hiccups once in a while, everything with me is going really good. But I really firmly believe that that's because of all this cosmic energy. Because I said 20 years ago, when this shit starts hitting the fan, this energy really starts concentrating on this planet. What I said then was people with heart issues are going to have the most trouble, which is still going to be true, because it
Yeah.
is electrical. But
Yeah.
this is so strong that it's even affecting people that don't normally have heart issues. So that's wild to me. And seeing lights flicker and all that stuff, and um I don't know if you know who Mr. MBB333 is on YouTube. He's like a
No.
sky watcher, right? Um kind of a play on words there because you're Skywalker and he's
Yeah,
Sky
I felt
Watcher,
that.
right? But he's been report people have been sending their videos into him for 6 months or better now of showing street lights flickering and house lights flickering and TVs freaking out and computers freaking out and just all kinds of electrical stuff freaking out. That's not normal. It's totally not normal. like whole cities, right? Whole supermarket or mall complex areas flashing lights and freaking out. It's
See,
crazy.
and it doesn't run in my family. It's nothing that's hereditary in my family. And they checked me out, full physical. My lungs are strong. There's nothing wrong, you know. If anything, you know, I've been a smoker on and off for 20 years, you know,
Yeah.
pack a day, whatever. Um, I would think that it would be the lungs, you know, but it's not.
Mhm.
It's my heart that's giving me issues, and everything else is fine. I'm not diabetic. I don't have high blood pressure. There's nothing else underlined that I have. It's just all of a sudden I've got this darn electrical problem.
Have you thought about wearing copper?
I love copper, but yeah, it's something that I should probably wear on my person.
Yeah. Get you a copper chain necklace or some copper bracelets,
And that's funny
copper
because
rings. Wear
when
some copper.
I remember standing beneath the flying saucer when I was 12 years old, and I remember the lights flickering all over the place. It was sporadic. It looked like it was having an electrical issue. And I remember thinking that was like one of the first thoughts that I had was number one, I recognize this as a flying saucer. Number two, why does it seem like it has an electrical problem? And as soon as I thought that, it snapped out of whatever it was doing with its lights and it started showing off like, hey, there ain't nothing wrong with the electricity of this ship, mister. And it was like
Mhm.
beautiful, all out, multicolored, symmetrical, balanced light show. It was beautiful because before that, it was just like this blue light going. Bzz, 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 bzz. So I was like, if this is a UFO with modern technology, you know, futuristic modern technology with
Right.
futuristic technology, why would it be having an issue? I always wondered what
Right.
that was, you know, like was that because they were putting me back at that moment because they were done with me then. That was the end of that was the tail end of my abduction. I don't remember being in any light or a beam of light, you know what I mean? I just
Right,
remember
yeah.
all of a sudden standing there. But yeah, electrical issues.
Well, and when they're putting us back, um we are sort of electrically changing, right? That's why a lot of
Yeah,
people report feeling this field of static around their body sometimes
yeah,
after they're
yes,
brought back.
yep,
So something might have been going on there like that. And
right.
yeah, wear your copper.
And I
Look,
drink
I
from
got my fingers laced up with
copper.
copper.
Oh,
All
I gotta get
all of
some
my
more.
rings are copper. I'm all about it.
That's nice. I
Plus
like
it
drinking from copper. I need to do more
Oh,
of
I
it.
do too. Yeah.
I got a nice copper water bottle, hammered copper water bottle. It's beautiful,
Very nice.
but you got to rinse that thing out
Yeah.
periodically. Ugh,
Yeah, it gets slimy.
it's nasty. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hmm.
All right. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
No, I missed you.
I missed you so much, my work husband. I miss you much. I'm
Well,
so
we can
glad.
play.
I'm so glad we're reconnecting and we're going to play again.
Yeah, we're gonna play again.
Yay.
Okay, that
I'm
sounds
happy about
good.
it. I got some
Yeah.
other good gals together and we're going to get us going on that did you just hear that feedback of me?
No.
I just totally did feedback in my ears somehow. That was weird. But
Huh.
anyway, we're gonna get us all on track with our psychic detective work.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Very, very excited about that. And I would like to also do a show where we're talking about the UFO versus the spiritual stuff too.
That would be awesome because I'm all about that.
Okay, I know
That's
you are.
that's that's what it is, It's weird because I am not a confrontational person. I don't like confrontation. I don't like
I don't
arguing. I
either.
don't. But that's what I have on my table this time around. And I guess I'm just going to have to face it. Maybe we don't have to argue with people about it, but people don't appreciate hearing that.
No, they don't. But I think the more conviction and confidence we have when we're speaking, the less they can even try to debate and argue back.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Okay.
um,
Let's do it.
hit me up and let me know what days or times or whatever are good for
Availabilities.
you,
Okay.
and I'm flexible if we got to change too, because we can all, it don't matter. Bleh. It
Okay.
doesn't matter what night we record on. I can always upload it on a routine day. That way they know which day each week to expect it, right?
Okay. And let me know if you need, any more help than just being involved. If you need any creative ideas and stuff like that. I think that stuff's fun,
Oh.
especially in the beginning of things like this. I love it.
Oh, well, I'm so glad that you said that, because I'm going to send you this list of names we have so that we can figure out what we're calling our
Your
psychic
psychic
investigative
detective thing.
show. Because,
Okay.
dude, I'm telling you what, I am seeing this as this could become just like a TV series type thing,
Yeah,
right?
right?
Because it's
Super fun.
endless, endless stuff to
Yep,
investigate.
right. Get that kind of
So
audience
many,
going. Oh,
yeah,
yeah, look
I mean,
out.
so many interesting topics that we could talk about, and we're great at what we do.
Right. We
And
just
I
got to
think,
keep our confidence level. Right.
right, I think we're entertaining.
Yeah, right. I think the more real. Whoa, what was that? That
What was
almost
what?
sounded like I thought I heard a dolphin.
Oh, that might have been me.
That's
I channeled a dolphin when I was laughing. Yeah.
awesome.
Um, but yeah, I have a whole list of names for us to do. And my little girl is getting so good at doing editing and stuff. So
Uh-huh.
she's gonna do us a new intro for every episode, but she's also gonna make us like a trailer for our show.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So
Yes.
I'll send you the details of what I'll need from you for that too, because we
Okay.
need pictures and a little short video.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. And I'll talk to you real soon. I mean,
Okay.
probably
Very well.
tomorrow, but
All right.
it's been
Well,
fun.
thanks. Okay. It's been fun, hon. Thank you. Love you.
Love you. Ah.
Bye.